Hola! Hey guys, it's me, Miss Serenity Oasis, your favorite spiritual advisor, and today I am going to teach you very simple ways to connect with your tarot cards and also your oracle cards as well. Very, very simple, very, very easy. Okay, so let me tell you guys about my experience buying my very first deck of cards. Okay, so those of you who already know me know that I have been spiritually gifted ever since childhood. I have been able to connect and to hear spirit speak to me directly. However, over the years, spirit has led me to getting some tarot cards. Now, this deck of cards right here was my very first deck of tarot cards. I was called and led to purchase my very first deck of tarot cards after I already had one deck of oracle cards that I connected with perfectly. So these were actually my very first tarot cards that I purchased, and I did a lot of research online, and this actually was not the cards that I was drawn to even pick. However, due to me doing research and reading reviews, a lot of people said that if you are a beginner with tarot cards, that this is one of the easiest decks that you can work with. And it was really suggested to go with the Rider-Waite tarot deck because supposedly it was like beginner friendly. So long story short, I purchased these cards and I felt no connection to these cards whatsoever. So today I'm going to tell you some quick and easy ways to connect with your cards. First and foremost, what I would suggest and recommend, as soon as you get your tarot cards and you get them out of the deck, you want to feel the energy that's coming from the cards. You also want to cleanse your tarot cards first and foremost. And I would recommend and suggest cleansing them one by one. You want to take each card one by one, and yes, this is time consuming, however, it is completely worth it. You want to take the cards one by one and you want to cleanse them. You can use some smoke from a sage stick if you have any sage, and one by one you just cleanse it, and you look at the card and you look at the picture on the card and you see how it makes you feel. You feel the energy, you see if it's speaking to you, and you pretty much go one by one cleansing the cards. I actually cleanse new decks of cards multiple times, so I may cleanse them every single day. However, that is the first thing that you want to do to connect with your cards, because you want to make sure that your energy is intertwined with these cards. Okay? The second thing that I'm going to suggest if you want to connect with your tarot cards or your oracle cards is sleeping with them underneath your pillow. Yes, yes, yes. Sleep with the cards underneath your pillow, but especially if you are a dreamer. Pay attention to your dreams when you do sleep with them underneath your pillow, because a lot of times spirit will give you messages through your dreams while they are under your pillow. Also, when you sleep with the tarot cards underneath your pillow or the oracle cards underneath your pillow, just pay attention to your dreams. See how vivid your dreams are. A lot of times you'll receive messages in your dreams because you are connecting with the deck of cards, okay? So that is definitely a way to build a connection with the tarot cards or with the oracle cards. I would recommend sleeping with them underneath your pillow for at least a week or 2, 3 weeks. It just depends on however long you're led to do so. Because remember, on this spiritual journey, we have to do what spirit leads each and every single one of us to do, okay? So the next way to connect with your tarot card is to charge them in the full moon. Whenever there's a full moon, you want to put them out so that they can get direct moonlight. The energy of the moon will magnify the energy of the cards, and it will make your connection stronger. So that first full moon after you purchase your cards, make sure that you cleanse them and you sit them in the full moonlight so that it can recharge. It's like recharging. Now, the next way to connect with your new deck of tarot cards or oracle cards is to shuffle them multiple times a day, all throughout the day. If you can do it at least 3 times a day, in the start, the middle, or the evening, however often works best for you, but the more the better. Whenever I get a new deck of cards, I play with them frequently. Like throughout the day, I'll just start shuffling them, and you'll start to notice and you'll start to realize that as you're shuffling these cards, Spirit will begin to give you messages. Messages will start to come to you. You'll start to feel that connection that you have with your new deck of cards. So you want to shuffle them and just look at them individually, one by one, because you're building a relationship with the cards. And it's just like meeting a new person. You have to build a relationship. You have to get to know each other, right? So you have to spend some time together. And last but not least, if you would like to build a connection with your cards, you definitely have to use them. You have to use your cards. You really, really have to use your cards if you would like to build a connection with them. Maybe pull a couple of cards for somebody else, pull a couple for yourself, and you start to feel that energy from it, and you start to build more of a connection the more that you use your cards. Now, like I was telling you guys from the very start, these Rider-Waite cards were my very first deck of tarot cards. And I had no connection with this deck of cards whatsoever. It was actually very heartbreaking that I did not have a connection with this deck of tarot cards that I was told was beginner friendly, the easiest deck to connect with, the easiest deck to use, and I had no connection with this deck of cards. I have slept with them under my pillow, I have charged them, I have cleansed them, I shuffled them, and I still had no connection until a year later. So even though I didn't feel a connection with these cards when I first purchased them, and I would take them out frequently to shuffle with them or to play with them or to use them, and I felt no connection whatsoever, I still, on a regular basis, at least once a month, cleanse them. And every month on the full moon, I would take them out to put them in the windowsill so that they can get the full moon energy, because I have so many decks of cards, and even the ones that I don't use on a regular basis, I still charge them in the full moonlight every single month, and I still cleanse them, because spiritual tools can absorb energy just by being around our homes. So even though I'm not using the deck of cards, I definitely make sure I cleanse them once a month if they're not in use. Now, I didn't connect with these cards until a year later. I was taking them out one full moon evening to put them in the windowsill, and this card started talking to me after a whole year. And I remember saying, "Oh, now you want to talk to me?" And Spirit was like, "Yes, I want to talk to you now." And ever since then, honey, we have been like this. We have definitely been like this. It took a while, but our relationship has definitely grown stronger. Another thing is do not feel bad, do not panic, do not worry if you do not connect with your deck of cards, because every single deck of cards you're not going to connect with. A lot of times, especially new readers, you may get all excited, and then you're like, "Oh, I'm just gonna go buy 10 decks of cards." You're not going to connect with every single deck of cards, and that's absolutely okay. Do not allow it to get you discouraged. The thing about it is that, like, from the very start, I was actually drawn to this deck of cards, which is called the Wild Unknown, and I have the box over here too. I love this deck of cards. This deck of cards right here, listen, when I was so drawn to this when I saw them online, but I got discouraged from reading the comments of those who had already purchased it. Reading the reviews, a lot of people said it was the hardest deck to work with. A lot of people said they didn't connect with it. A lot of people said that it was very difficult and it was for somebody who was advanced with tarot cards. Let me tell you something, I connected immediately with this deck of cards. So you just have to pay attention to what it is that you are drawn to and what it is that calls your attention. All in all, it's pretty much pay attention to what you're drawn to when you are choosing your deck of tarot cards or oracle cards, because more than likely, whatever you're drawn to, Spirit is leading you to it for a specific reason, and more than likely, you're going to connect perfectly fine, and you're going to develop a relationship with your cards and with Spirit, so that Spirit can show you, can use these tools, because tarot cards are only tools that we use to connect with Spirit. So if you grab, purchase, buy what Spirit is leading you to, I promise you it's going to be so much easier for you to connect with your tarot cards or your oracle cards. Now, if you guys have any questions or comments, please make sure to drop them down below, and do not forget to like and follow, and also share this video. Share, like, follow, and subscribe. I am on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, and YouTube. It is at Miss Serenity Oasis across all platforms. And whenever you're ready to book your full session, your full tarot card session, and you want Spirit to get all of your business, then I am here for it. Make sure that you inbox me or DM me. I love you guys and have a beautiful rest of your day.